Hey, where are we gonna go?
We're gonna go to Daddy's house.
What are we gonna do at Daddy's house?
Oh, big cool.
Are we gonna watch cars?
Yeah.
Are we going to shop?
Yeah.
Are we gonna fix Daddy's car?
Yeah.
Are we gonna start it?
No.
Are we gonna do burnouts?
No.
Oppan Gangnam Style.
Say get to the chopper.
Get in the shop.
Say get to the chopper.
Get in the shop.
That's right.
Yeah.
If it bleeds, we could kill it. No, you don't got that one? We'll work on it. Light, just washing it out. Oh, it sounds like a shady screen. Well, since last time, I had to pull the head back off because, I think it was Stephen Gillespie asked me, he says, what kind of gaskets was I using? So before I had the Fel-Pro 17031s, they were a marine type gasket, performance gasket. I mean, they worked. They're what I originally put the aluminum heads on with. They were a decent gasket, ordered the same one, threw it on, and it just messed up. So I went through, started doing like a little bit of research, and I mean, I went on Yellow Bullet, which is the dumbest thing ever, because those guys, like, if you're not making 1,000 horsepower, you're just a giant pussy. But went on there, like, kind of seen what people were using with aluminum heads, and they said a Fel-Pro 1010. Okay, so went and got the Fel-Pro 1010s, put them all together, and I'm reading the instructions, and we'll take a look at these instructions here. And it's got instructions to increase hole diameters. Okay, and there's one up, it would be at the top of the deck, and then there's one on the lower of the deck. So the holes are for coolant passages, and I looked on the passenger side when I was reading these instructions. I'm like, oh, my holes are all good, doesn't matter, whatever. Threw the heads on. Then started looking into it a little more. God, let's get that light out of here. It's awful, it's terrible, it's not the right light. I need the golden hour on this face. No, but so I'm looking at some pictures after I assembled it, and the driver's side doesn't have the hole in it would be the lower location on the deck. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? So tore the driver's side head back off, noticed it genuinely wasn't drilled, and I verified through like a lot of video evidence that I got that it was drilled on the passenger side over here. So took the driver's side head back off, ordered another gasket, put it back together, and I mean, at this point, I'm just beat, reluctant to do whatever, don't care. Ryan Bliss came over a couple nights ago, helped me out with that head. He mostly just kind of made fun of me the whole time, which is what you expect from friends coming over and helping out. So made fun of me a whole bunch, did that, and then got the heads on, lashed all the valves and stuff like that. I think I'm gonna relash my number one cylinder because I'm not sure if I torque my rocker studs, so I'm gonna have to take them off, check again, blah blah blah. But the other night, it was Tuesday night when I had Oliver here. He helped me out, and we put the intake on. Great help, awesome set of hands. Got really little hands, so we can get into all those little spots, especially between cylinders. 2 and 6 and 3 and 5. Beauty hands to get right in there, right in those tight spots. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna relash cylinder 1 after I check the torque on my studs, make sure that they are torqued, and then from there just kind of reassembly. And we might actually go through some of the stuff on the car that makes it unique, makes it interesting and stuff like that. Oliver, hey, are you ready to work on the car?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, say rock on.
No.
Oh, gotta work on some stuff. And you might notice that one of them is blue on each side. So the blue ones are offset. So what had happened was when Dart built these heads, these are Dart Pro 1 200cc intake runners, they had to move everything over a little bit. So the intake runner right here, it's kind of big, it kind of encroaches on the area for the push rod here. So to get my alignment right with my rocker arm and my valve, I had to use those adjustable guide plates that I talked about before, do that, and move the push rod over, but I couldn't move it over far enough with just a straight uppy downy push rod. So these ones are actually, let's see if I can get a good look at it. You see how it's not center? That's the offset on it. So it's offset like 0.150. Are you all done? You all done with this?
Inside.
Go throw it in the garbage.
No.
No?
No.
Daddy's gonna do it?
Yeah.
Fine, Daddy will walk and talk. So 0.150 over, it moves it out of the way of that intake runner. It gets my rocker arm to valve alignment better where it should be, so I'm not going to be wiping out any valve guides like that. So hopefully that's the magic ticket. Hopefully that's what I need to do. But it never really posed a problem before. I never noticed it before because when I put these heads on, the motor was in my S chassis. So I never really noticed it before. But when it was on the engine stand, I started taking a look at it. I have a couple pictures. I'll see if I can try and put them in the video. But it was way off. It was ugly. I didn't like it. I didn't want to risk it. So the fact that I had seen it, it would have just eaten at my brain. So I needed to fix it. That was the way to do it. So Scorpion's got me covered and made it so I can have nice rocker arm to valve alignment. Look at that. And look at this guy. What are you doing, dude?
I need to see Daddy on his phone. Daddy break the boss. Daddy break the boss.
Daddy break the boss?
Yeah.
Who's the boss?
No, Daddy break the blue one break the boss. Daddy break the blue boss. Daddy break the
Daddy's got the blue balls? Okay.
the blue boss flash.
Oh, Daddy drives the blue bus?
Yeah. it's
Daddy
flash.
breaks the blue bus.
Yeah.
Did Daddy crash it?
Yeah.
Yeah, school bus racing. Oh, it's lit, son! It's lit!
No.
It started raining outside pretty good. So now it's just a potty in the shop. Oli, potty in the shop?
Yeah.
Heck yeah, dude. You hear that?
Yeah.
What is it? Is it hail?
Yeah.
All right. Oh yeah, you see it? Well, the boss here is determined that it's time to go inside. It's too cold out here, huh?
No.
All right. Daddy will just do all the talking. So we got pretty close with everything. I mean, I got my distributor hooked up, all the plug wires in. I got it clocked reasonably close, so it should start right up. Got to fill the coolant water. The only thing really stopping me at this point is I bent my fuel filter here. It's all mangled up, so it won't flow right even if I try and start it. Sorry, I gotta wipe my nose. My nose is runny too, buddy. But it's close, all that stuff. And then one of the fun things about the IS300, it's a lot like the like an S chassis, because the steering column runs pretty close to where the engine block, it runs inboard. So two of the tubes, at least on your headers, have to go outboard near the frame rail and two have to duck in. So what happens is your steering column goes in between the header. So it kind of sucks. It's nothing I'm not used to, but it means that I have to completely pull the steering column anytime I want to pull the headers. When I pull the heads, I have to pull the headers. Snowball effect. Yeah, okay, we'll go inside. It's time to go inside. You want to shut off the lights, dude?
Yeah.
All right. Let's go for it. Get them. Get all the lights off.
Nice cars.
Yeah, we're going to watch the race cars. So since he came inside, I guess there was a couple of questions. So if you guys have questions and stuff like that about my build, about my life, about your life, about anything, ask away. I'll answer them to the best of my ability. But we'll go through one by one. Galen Norman the guy who inspired me to do all this, asked me if in my movie collection I had Ronin. It's not Ronin, it's 47 Ronin with Keanu Reeves. So it's Keanu Reeves as a samurai doing all kinds of cool shit with a sword and stuff like that. Pretty decent movie. I mean, it's a Keanu Reeves action movie, and now I'm reclining in my racer couch thanks to this little guy. Is that funny? Yeah. So sorry, it's not Ronin. I don't know if I've ever actually seen just Ronin, but 47 Ronin. Go check it out. Keanu Reeves doing cool stuff. All right, Faye Bruno had a three-parter. Faye Bruno is a nice young chap that I went to high school with. He asked me why I still have my Canadian accent. And that's because I never forget my roots, Faye Bruno, okay? I never stray from my roots. I know where I'm from. Great White North, hockey, beer, and race cars apparently is what we do. All right, Faye Bruno's second question was, why don't I have more porn in the shop? I don't know if I really need more porn in the shop, but when Junior here goes to bed, we'll go back out there, mess with the car a little bit more, and I guess I'll show you what I have as far as porn in the shop, Faye Bruno. If that's what you would like to see. The third part of the question. Do you want to answer this third part of the question?
Yeah.
Okay, so are the questions supposed to be about mechanics?
Yeah.
They are? So they have to ask questions about mechanics of cars? Or can they ask questions about anything? How wide can you open your mouth? So ready? No. Ask questions about everything. It's funnier that way. Yeah, you drooling now? Is that where you're at? Is your tongue hanging out? Alright, well, got everything hooked back up. Got as far as I need to go to get it to start again, so gonna just try and do the damn thing. Got the remote starter out here, so gonna try and do it from outside the car. Wish me luck, motherfuckers. Yep, it's about my fucking luck right now. Well, while it's charging, we can add. There's a couple more questions asked. I think Pat Beveridge asked a few questions about torque, the studs. I don't have studs. I have head bolts, ARP head bolts. What I did previously is I used the ARP head bolts. I got the lube under the heads and under the washers, and then on the threads of it, I used a 1/4 inch from like the end. I put the ARP torque lube and then put RTV. I don't think I put enough RTV on. I think it kind of seeped out a little, but that wouldn't explain the loss of compression through the cooling system as far as I'm concerned. As far as I know, if I'm wrong, correct me. But, and then what else did he ask? He asked something about, flatness. Well, the reason why the motor was torn apart was because when I went to Oregon Raceway Park for the takeover event, it dropped the oil pickup tube. So it lost oil pressure, still ran just fine. And I mean, the bearings were hot spotted, but I figure, hey, we're going into next season. We got a lot of time, still got 5 months at this point. But tore it down, did a re-ring, re-bearing. The only machine work it got was a hone of the cylinders, just so the molly rings would seat better. And that's it. When I tore the heads off, that's when I was like, okay, well, maybe I should actually check for straightness, because it wasn't an issue before. Still not an issue, because I have an actual like straight edge, checked it with that. It was under 0.003 of an inch of I mean, that's the feeler gauge I went to hit it with. So it's got to be flat within that much. And I mean, same with the heads. The heads have the factory finish from Dart. So I mean, it was all flat, it was all straight. It just had to be some stupidity on my end. I don't know the last time my torque wrench has been calibrated, but it's felt the same as it always has at 80 foot-pounds when I've been torquing my wheel lug nuts. So I keep looking over here because my wheels are right here. It's not like I'm just kind of like nodding off, being a fucking weird guy or something like that. So I think I'm just an idiot putting those heads on it. That's all it comes down to, and that's usually what it comes down to, is I'm just a friggin' idiot. So there's that. I think that's all the questions.